Prophet ﷺ said, may he be humiliated, he who catches his parents at an old age or catches his parents and does not enter Jannah. Meaning it was not good to them, and therefore he doesn't go to Jannah. The examples of the prophets with their parents, Prophet Ibrahim, Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, Prophet Isa alayhi salam, Prophet Musa, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, even though his parents died, his father before his birth and his mother at a young age, he asked Allah Azza wa Jalla to give him permission to seek forgiveness for his mom. And he said, my Lord did not permit me. So he asked Allah to give him permission to visit her grave, and Allah permitted him. And he cried, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Sahaba said, we've never seen the Prophet ﷺ cry that much before. And upon that, the Sahaba followed the same course. And also the Tabi'een and Atba'i Tabi'een. Sahaba Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, when he would leave the house, he would stand by the door and he would say, Assalamu alayki, mother, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And she would say, wa alayka assalam, my son, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And he would say, may Allah have mercy upon you as you raised me when I was young. And she would say, may Allah have mercy upon you as indeed you were dutiful to me when you were old. And he would do the same when he entered the house. Aisha radiallahu anha, the truthful, the daughter of the truthful, said, there were two men from the companions of the Prophet ﷺ that have reached a high level of dutifulness to their mother that no one have reached the like of them. Meaning among the Sahaba of Rasulullah ﷺ. And they are Uthman ibn Affan and Haritha ibn Nu'man. Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu, he said, I was never able to look straight at my mother's eyes since I embraced Islam, out of respect. Out of respect. Al-Haritha ibn Nu'man, the Prophet ﷺ said, I enter Jannah. He's in a dream and he was in Jannah. And I heard someone reciting the Quran. And asked who was that? He said, Al-Haritha ibn Nu'man. He's in Jannah reading Quran. The Prophet ﷺ said, ذَلِكُمُ الْبِرُّ ذَلِكُمُ الْبِرُّ. This is due to his birr, to his mother. Early sign of him that he's going where? To Jannah. Haritha ibn Nu'man used to make sure he used to comb his mother, his hair, make sure there's no lice. Feed her with his hand, radiallahu anhu, wa ardah. And when his mom would ask him for something, Al-Harith ibn Nu'man, he would not ask her what. If he doesn't understand, he would wait till he leave and he would ask the people around, what is it that my mom wanted from me? Out of respect, when she asked something, he would not make her repeat it, even if he doesn't know. He would wait till ask someone. Nowadays, if someone is parent asking for something, another day is like, what? What do you say? That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala salam. Abdullah ibn Umar was traveling on his way of Mecca. He met a Bedouin. And when he asked about who he was, he got off his donkey. He gave him his donkey. Abdullah ibn Umar gave the Bedouin his donkey. And then he also gave him his turban and he gave it to him. So Ibn Dinar said, we told Abdullah ibn Umar, may Allah fix your affairs. He's a Bedouin. Any little thing you've given him, it would have made him happy. He said, no, the father of that man was a good friend to my father, Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. And I heard the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saying, from dutifulness to your parent is also being kind to your parent is what? Your father's friend. Being kind to him, taking care of his affairs. So his father has passed away. So he's good to whom? His son. Also, Ibn Sirin, Muhammad ibn Sirin, one of the scholars, when he would be in the presence of his mom, anyone would see him would think that there's something wrong with him. From the complete humbleness that he would be when his mom comes. Muhammad ibn Abdurrahman ibn Abi Zannad was very dutiful to his parent, that when his father would call him, he would never answer him while he was sitting. He would stand up and go to his father and answer him. And when his father would ask him for something, he would indeed fulfill it. And if he doesn't understand his father, he would wait till ask someone who understood his father so he can what? Do for him. So he does not burden his father by asking him again. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, his mom asked him for water. So at one night, so he went to get water. He comes back, his mother fell asleep. He stood by her. He hated to wake her up. And he hated to sit down. So he remained standing, holding the water till the Fajr came in and she woke up. And then he gave her the water. Also, Sufyan ibn Ali al-Thawri was very dutiful to his mom. And one night she went to sleep while she had something in her heart against him. An argument happened. So he hated to go to sleep with that status. So he went and he found his mother asleep. He didn't want to wake her up and he did not want to sit. So he remained standing. And he started getting very tired. So two of his boys came and supported him, standing till she woke up. And then he asked for her forgiveness. Awn ibn Abdullah, his mother called him. So his voice answering her was above her voice. So he freed two slaves for the sake of Allah. And that happened a lot with several of the Salaf, the Sahaba and the Tabi'een. When their voice tone goes over their mother, They would free someone for the sake of Allah. Bakr ibn Abbas said while with Mansur in one of his gathering, one of the scholars, his mother came and yelled at him, and she was very stern. And she told him, Ya Mansur, Ibn Ubayrah wants you to be a judge and you're refusing. A lot of the righteous predecessors hated to be judges because the burden is heavy. So he was asked to be a judge and he refused. When his mother found out, because it's a status, she came to his gathering. He's given a class. She started yelling at him. And he said, Wallahi, his beard is touching his chest. He didn't even look at his mom or try to defend himself. Now over the simplest thing, he yells at his mom and he defends it. And you're always oppressing me. You're always wronging me. You're always looking at me in the wrong way. It's like, and he started counting for his father or his mother. He couldn't even respond to his mom. And he had the right, subhanAllah, to flee from that position. Also, one of the scholars of the Muslims, Haywa ibn Shurayh, may Allah have mercy upon him, he would be sitting teaching his students in the circles of Allah, and his mother would come and would say, stand up, Haywa, and go feed the chicken. Go get barley to the chicken. And he would get up and go feed him and come back and continue his class. So he did not go, Mom, you're embarrassing me. Every time I'm sitting in front of my friends, you have to tell me something. None of that, ikhwan. Those are people that Allah gave them the knowledge of the deen, and you see the effect of the knowledge whether in their actions and their deeds. Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma was doing tawaf. A man from Yemen was doing tawaf and carrying his mother and saying, indeed, unto her ride, her humiliated ride, where her knees cannot lift her, mine will lift her. And then he saw Abdullah ibn Umar. He said, you think I repaid her rights by doing that? Like you think we're even? Abdullah ibn Umar said, you did not even repay one of her what? He said, not even one of them. So she goes and that contraction increases it before the child comes. It's not one, it's not two, it's not three. Sah? Allah Azzak. Not one. Abdullah ibn Umar said, not even one. Meaning he did not repay for one of those, for one that sort of pain to your mom. But you've done good, and may Allah reward you for the little what? Much. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you much for the little that you do. So no one can ever think that they have repaid their parents. The only time a man could ever repay his father, not even his mother, his father, if his father is a slave and he buys him and frees him. كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. The only time a man could repay his father if his father was ever captured as a slave and he buys him and what? Frees him. And he should remain good to him. So until he meets Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And therefore we see that the father or the mother, anyone that gives someone a gift should not take it back. Shouldn't give someone a gift and be like, I changed my mind. These are things that cannot be taken back, right? Marriage, divorce, freeing a slave. Like someone cannot say, goes and marries a woman and says I was just kidding. No, marriage is taking place. Or he divorces his wife and he says, I was just joking. Or he frees a slave and he says, come back, or just messing around. No, he's already freed. Also, when someone gives someone a gift, he should not take it back, except the parent. You can give the gift and what? And ask for it back. Bring it back. You don't deserve it.